All right. How are you holding up? I'm starting to feel quite warmly towards her frequent cold shoulders now. Jenny! Are you all right? Why aren't you saying anything? What's the point, eh? Why go to all this trouble and fight so hard for the likes of me? Huh? I mean, it's a rough one, for sure. No, I think she's innocent. I think you're innocent. My unwavering faith is my defense. We had a chat up in your office, did we? Yes, I remember. After that, I couldn't get to sleep, so I went down the street to the 2-to-1 to Windibank's place. Interesting. So what happened? I struck the lock, I snuck inside, it was dark. Gave the oil lamp a bit of a wick, and that's when... What do you think you're doing? Okay. The mantle script. Have you got it here? Did Sholmes leave a load of papers with you, a story? I beg your pardon. Down to the something or other. If it's here, I want to see it. I'm so sorry. Okay, well. I don't want it, I just want to see if it's here. Oh, you want to see it, do you? I want to know if it was pawned here, please. Oh, very well. For pity's sake, stop waving my gun around, would you? We both went inside. And it was there. What was that? Someone's breaking in. Dear me. Is there some burglars convention here tonight I don't know about? Sorry, I forgot to shut the door. Gotta have my gun back? Oh, well, I'll come with you, and... Now, don't be foolish. You must stay right here. Don't leave this room under any circumstances. Okay. Started to think I should help. Two. Oh no. I felt funny in me head all of a sudden. Kinda dizzy. Right. If I kept telling lies, it'd make things even worse for me. Oh, no. It'll be all right, Jenny. Don't worry. Stay strong. Eggert Benedict. Yeah, we don't know anything about this freak. He was there that night. Damn John Egbert Benedict. Very true. How come you trust me? Oh, I hate the British, but I love thieves. I could be, but I'm not. Oh, that's true. The circumstances were pretty damning. And then we got there again. Oh, I miss saying Gex. Surely he doesn't really believe in me. But he did. And in turn, I developed an unwavering belief in him, and then he died. True. Oh. Mr. Nara-Odo, I would like a party platter. Oh. Okay. We're back, we're back. Okay. Here we go. The trial commences. Oh my god, the fucking Skulkins are still here? Correct. Yeah, we don't really have... Alright, bring him in. God, it's John Fucker. Why is everyone at the stand? But of course, my lord, as an upstanding member of London society... God. I'm gonna have to think up a new voice for this guy. Gaydon! Oh, Ashley Graydon. Mr. Graydon and I both work at London Central Communication System. Now, perhaps someone would kindly explain what all this is about. You were apprised of the situation by the court officer on your way here, I presume? Yeah. Something to do with a murder? And some nonsense about me having been there. That is the accusation, indeed. This really is beyond a joke, you know. You got testimony for us? All right. Jesus. He's a little fruity. Naturally, I have occasion to make use of pawnbroking, but are you seriously suggesting I colluded with these thugs? I have no intention of admitting to such an outrageous accusation. Some Scaramouche detective's own-brewed tincture can hardly be taken as serious evidence. That's the testimony? Fuck you. I must say I am dismayed. It was the will of the jury, and our great British justice system demands the jury's will is upheld. Then it would seem we have the misfortune of a most inept assembly of jurors today. Shut up, fucker! How long am I expected to be detained here? Good. Then I shall be away in time for afternoon tea. By the way, I did not realize what afternoon tea was. I went to one with my wife. Gayest thing I've ever done. And I'm... You know. I got some gay in me. Mr. Eggert Benedict. Can you move the cursor? Yeah, sure. You, fuck you. You know who I am. If you say so. Ashley Graydon, enchanté. So, oh, good, he's blonde. I trust we can conclude this quickly. Alright. Naturally, I have occasion to make use of... Hold it! Why don't you, make use of this dick? We even met in the very pawnbrokery where the crime took place. Though, of course, you introduced yourself by a different name at the time. It was Mr. Eggert Benedict. Objection! Oh my god. The witness is here to testify about events that took place that night. He is under no obligation to answer such unrelated questions. I'm getting there! Come now. This could be tricky. Hold it! Have you seen these two men before? This pair? No. I don't associate with criminals. Me, sir. This is a farce. Whose idea? Oh my god, and he's racist. Hold it! Where were you around 1 in the morning on the night in question? That is past the hour at which I would normally retire. You're able to prove that? Objection! Objection! The witness maintains he was not at the scene of the crime. You can't prove the negative. Yeah. Not a lot I can do about that. Fuck off. Alright, so that's the one we have to present on.
Hold it!
Blood was found at the scene of the crime. There's no question in that. Mr. Sholmes' chemical analysis has positively identified the substance as such. No? Spare me the science lesson. Who is this Sholmes anyway? You really, he's a renowned detective. So even you are unable to bring yourself to say great detective. Well, for me, he's my lover.
Oh, me.
Hold up. You better not be talking shit on Sholmes in front of these two.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Do you have something to say about that? Eh? What, me? No, the other one. No, not you. Not you. Mr. Nash Sulkin. Eh? God blimey, governor, you what? Is it not the case that when Mr. Graydon just spoke, a thought went through your mind? Would you care to share that thought with the court? Eh? Me thoughts? I don't have none of them. It must have been him. You what? Nash, answer the question. Nothing, honest, Gov, nothing. I was just thinking. He waves his arms around like that much more, he'll open up the wound again, that's all. What wound? This guy's like the worst witness ever. Oh, Wells bells! Mr. Graydon, did you hear that? Your comrade is worried about you, it seems. On account of your arm. My lord. We know that someone other than the victim was hit by a bullet at the scene of the crime 2 nights ago. And from the height of the bullet hole, the person was likely hit in the upper arm or thereabouts. Perhaps you'd allow a court official to examine your arm, sir. The left arm you're currently clasping with your right hand as if in pain. No. I refuse. Get the fucking metal detector out. I've never had anything to do. I am not a complete stranger to the pawnbrokers.
Objection!
I'm on the lookout for an armchair. No, you were there to redeem an article.
Is that right?
Oh, we got another one?
Excuse me.
Hey, big bruv. Do you have something to add, Inspector? You were there too, in fact, weren't you, Inspector? Well, yes, I do remember meeting yourself in the pawnbrokers that afternoon. Your young Japanese assistant and the accused were all present, as I recall. At that time, this witness was trying to acquire a particular article. Well, now... I'm afraid I don't remember too clearly. Oh? You must! I'm not gonna lie and pretend I remember something that I don't. What is going on here? Yeah, what's going on here, buckaroo? I merely entered the shop to peruse the articles on sale and have a word with the broker, nothing more. Gregson, why are you covering for this asshole? What the fuck is going on? Said nothing to do with Windibanks. We know that's not true. Proper look through the court record. Yes, yes, yes. What are we looking at? Well, it's not the armband. Shit, I don't really have too much connecting this guy. Never had anything to do with it. I guess we could show off the disc.
Objection!
Do you recognize the dubious disc? Why? Is it supposed to mean something? This disc was until the day of his murder in pawn in Mr. Windibank's shop. It was redeemed by the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, that afternoon. However, somebody mysteriously appeared to try and take it from her. And that somebody was you, of course, wasn't it, Mr. Graydon? Absolutely not, you stinking-ass bitch. It may have escaped your notice, but there's a smear of blood on the disc. Ah, yes. That's right. The surface of the disc is covered in hundreds of tiny metal bumps. In the skirmish to acquire the disc, the thumb of the person who tried to take it suffered minor lacerations. Can we see your thumb? So, while this disc bears the remnants of that skirmish in the form of the smear of blood, the thumb would bear the remnants also. Good gracious! Mr. Graydon, you refused to allow a court officer to examine your arm before. Are you going to refuse us to allow to examine your thumb? That's correct. I underestimated you. So you admit it now? You admit you have a scratch on your thumb? Oh, what are we working with? It would appear there's been something of a misunderstanding. Huh? The disc was mine from the outset. Is there some crime in taking an item you own out of pawn? Perjury? How about that one? Perjury is a crime? Accordingly, you will tell the court what you know about the disc now. As you wish, though I'm quite sure it has nothing whatsoever to do with the murder. Good, alright. Run it back. From a gilded, but the item belongs to me. The redemption ticket was stolen from me by that filthy gutterling on the day in question. How do you guys play this game and stay straight asking for a friend? Stay straight. I just think they don't, right? That's correct. He's a McGilded guy. Order! Well, I certainly didn't expect to hear that name uttered here in my boardroom again. The disc was placed in pawn on that fateful night 2 months ago. McGilded gave instructions to deposit it at Windibank's. But why? Yeah, no, I think the thing is, I think the prosecutor is now like, what the fuck is going on?
Hold it!
Would you care to explain how this belongs to you? As you will observe, a oh my god. You are dressed well? Okay. Pawn my fine black overcoat to the broker in question. You claim it was your overcoat? Obviously, and in my haste I forgot the music box disc was in his pocket. And yet there is a note on it that reads from a gilded. Van Zieks is getting the picture. I am a collector of rare and unusual music box music. I first met Mr. McGilded at a gentleman's club in the city and was interested to discover he shared my penchant. So the disc is a pre-production sample. But then you forgot it was in the pocket of the overcoat you were forced to pawn. That's probably a lie. That's fine. Gina can perjure.
Hold it!
She can do a little perjury. You're saying Miss Lestrade lifted the ticket from your pocket or bag? That's right. Despite being mindful of danger when walking in the insalubrious areas her kind frequent, women.
Objection!
Miss Lestrade did no such thing. Well, of course you would take that stance, but the girl is a regular offender. You came to the pawnbrokery prepared with all the information you needed to identify the defendant. You were looking for her. That's what brought you to Windibanks. Get your hands on the disc. Objection! My learned friend is a veritable font of nonsense. Fuck you! Alright, okay, no more conjecture.
Hold it!
Had you ever been to Windibanks before? Yeah. Yes, it was taken by Gregson here, wasn't it?
Is that right?
Why is that?
Excuse me!
Greg, you want to talk about that? What do you mean? The last remark Mr. Graydon made in his testimony troubled you in some way? No, it didn't. It's nothing. Leave it alone. Let me ask you this, Inspector. Why is Scotland Yard gathering Mr. McGilded's possessions? I can't tell you something like that, sunshine. What is it, Inspector? Investigative secrets? Yes, exactly. You should know all about that. Magnus McGilded, who died so unexpectedly after his trial 2 months ago. A man renowned through the capital for his great contributions to public life. Yet he had a dark side, too. Where are you going with this, Van Zeeks? I suppose the police are dealing with the aftermath of his nefarious activities, are they? That's enough! Coppers like me have duties to carry out that we're not at liberty to talk about. That's all you need to know. Duties conferred by Lord Strongheart, I presume. The Lord Chief Justice appears to have great faith in you, Inspector. Is there something here I need to know about? The bottom line is, if you want to get more out of me, you're going to need Lord Strongheart's paw print first. What the fuck is going on? Anyway.
Hold it!
Oh. A valuer was brought in by police to assess everything in the shop. Without exception, every article on the shelves was common or garden bric-a-brac. Have you not been listening? Even if I wanted to recover the disc, you may recall it had been seized by police. I think I know what he is looking for. There was nothing of McGilded's. Well, there is one more thing of McGilded's. Don't we have... Small box? And I guess we also have Iris's story was in there.
Objection!
This disc was deposited at Windibanks on Magnus McGilded's instructions. You knew that, and you went there with the intention of obtaining it for yourself. Objection! Conjecture again, and in any case, the disc was taken into custody by police. The witness had no reason to visit the pawnbrokery again that night. Oh! Sorry, my learned friend. Oh, but that's not true. Good, he's being an asshole. What? Mr. McGilded had another article in Pawn at Windibanks. As this second pawnbroker's ticket proves. There were 2 articles belonging to McGilded in the pawnbrokery, and the reason you broke into the shop that night was to recover the second one. Together with these 2 fuckers. The second ticket, is it? What had the man deposited? A small box. Rather vague description, it seems to me. Are you suggesting I broke into the pawnbrokery with these clowns in order to steal some trinket box? I believe there are adequate grounds to suspect that you did. This is absurd! Why on earth would I do such a thing? Once the article had been forfeited, I could simply walk into the shop and purchase it. There would be no need for me to resort to theft. That is a good point, actually.
Objection!
Objection! It's time to put an end to this nonsense, my lord. Could you be a little less cryptic, asshole? I do hate to ruin my learned friend's argument, but the truth is quite incontrovertible. On the night in question, no small box was taken from Windibank's pawnbrokery. Rest assured, the prosecution can prove it. What? Inspector, show the photographic prints to court, if you please. Yes, sir. Fucking Christ. Well, there's a small box. Uh-oh. It's the same print. Fuck, it really does. Oh. I mean, we have a stereoscope. I mean, no, of course not. Before I give my answer, my lord, I'd like to try something, if I may. I'll need to use a piece of evidence to identify the discrepancy. This one, asshole.
Take that!
I'd like to use this device to view the 2 prints stereoscopically. Oh! I love this guy. Yes! The cross-eyed compulsion. Juror number 3. What a surprise. All right, what do we got? Hello. This would be easier on the 3DS, I imagine.
Take that!
Granted, these 2 prints are almost identical. However, there is one minor discrepancy between them. What? When you view the two pictures stereoscopically, a single area stands out as being different. The location of this small box. This 3DS is crazy. Ye old 3DS is popping off. By Jove, you're right! How extraordinary! What this tells us is very simple. Mr. McGilded's small box was indeed not stolen from Windibanks on the night in question. There can be no doubt that someone picked it up and returned it to its place. Held something. Objection! Mindless guesswork. What if it was? So a box was moved. Nothing was stolen. That nothing has changed. That might be true, but the box wasn't stolen. This changes everything. What are you, stupid? I do believe this changes everything about the case. How can that possibly be? The crucial point is the fact that what was moved was a box. In other words, we have to consider what might have been inside. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting we need to examine the box as soon as possible. A vital piece of evidence is sitting on the shelves. Objection! I love his objection. That won't be necessary. Some little box belonging to a man who died 2 months ago can't possibly be relevant to this trial. Shut up, Van Zeeks. What are you, stupid? Get the fucking box! I like he's like, that won't be necessary. And unlike the other ones where it's like, why? And he's like, we've already thought of it. He's like, because it's damning to my case. Something is up with Van Zeeks and Strongheart. I'm very interested in where we're going here. All right, we got it. To be hoodwinked by such a farce. Disappointing. I beg your pardon, Lord Van Zeeks. This is nothing but a smokescreen, a Nipponese specialty. Can you please stop being racist? My learned friend has persisted with the same line of reasoning from the very beginning, that this witness's intent was to steal an article belonging to Mr. McGilded from the pawnbrokery. Yet common sense tells us none of these articles have value enough to be worth stealing in the first place. Maybe to the stupid moron. Exactly. It would be beyond absurd to break into a place for the purpose of stealing such commonplace property. Oh, God, forgive me. The discourtesy. If your lordship recalls, Mr. McGilded perished 2 months ago, immediately after the conclusion of his trial. A trial in which he was found not guilty. A trial in which it was established he was an upstanding member of society with his reputation implied. So I propose a toast to my learned friend and his most insightful defense. I don't feel good about it, asshole. This isn't... No, it doesn't. What are you, stupid? It's not compelling at all. There are some things worth more than money. Why do I have to prove this? You're able to show... No! I don't have this shit! Alright, let's... The disc or the box? Well, you know I might. That's fine. Perjury doesn't have a fucking death sentence attached. Could it be that Van Zeek's knows? Is that why he's doing this? Yeah, I guess. The truth come out. Actually, in JFA, Adrian Andrews was jailed for perjury. That's fine. She's hot. Well, things are becoming interesting. I presume you've considered the implications of the testimony you're proposing. Indeed, I have. The prosecution accepts the defense's proposal. He did the hat thing. He doesn't have a hat. Wait. You shall remain in the stand while Miss Lestrade testifies. Hi, Gina. That's right, my lord. Her testimony helped to establish the innocence of the defendant, Mr. McGilded. The omnibus case was intriguing, to say the least, and now we are all here again. The same players facing each other once more. A twist of fate, perhaps, my Nipponese friend. I beat you once in the middle there, too. Where's the cat guy? How come that doesn't matter to you? It's gotta be this guy, huh? Allow me to recap. Brickmaker stabbed to death on an omnibus running across the winter streets. Apart from the victim, there was only one person in the carriage, McGilded. He was the prime suspect, but as the trial progressed, another possibility emerged. The murder, in fact, took place above the defendant's head on the roof deck, with the body then dropped through the skylight. It's Miss Lestrade whose testimony brought that to light. At the time of the incident, Miss Lestrade was concealed under a seat in the carriage, hoping to pick the pockets of unsuspecting passengers. Then, immediately after the trial, having been acquitted of the murder, Mr. McGilded died in this very courtroom. A mystery that remains unsolved even now, 2 months on, as indeed does the omnibus murder. Miss Lestrade, would you tell the court now, please, what really happened in the omnibus? I don't know what you mean. I already said all I want to know. Gina. Come on. Remember, little girl, if it transpires that you willfully withheld information, the Home Office will seek to prosecute you for perjury. And naturally, you will lose credibility as a witness. Although, let's face facts, you have little credibility to lose. Ginny, don't listen to him. Please, you have to trust Runo. Iris, we're on your side. Alright, here we go. Alright then. I'll talk. It's the right choice, Gina. Well, it would seem my learned friend is hell-bent on bringing the entire courtroom down around his ears. So be it. So, let's go. Alright, Gina, what do you got? Truth is, the Brickmaker Cove was in the cabin of the omnibus the whole time. When the Irishman dragged me out from under the seat, I saw that disc on the floor. I had a scream from over me head, and that pair on the roof deck went off to call the slops. McGilded slipped the driver some tin to do a run to the pawn shop roundabout. He threatened me not to snitch, not to say nothing to no one or what I'd seen or heard. That's consistent. Good grief, this is outrageous. What? Bears almost no resemblance to your testimony. As you say, my lord. Then there's every chance I may have adjudicated an error. Sounds very much to me as if this man deliberately deceived the court in an effort to cover up the most wicked of schemes. Without doubt, your lordship is correct. A great injustice was done 2 months ago. The actions of the accused at that trial, this witness, and of my learned friend are inexcusable. Okay, well... You're wrong, the lot of you! He didn't know nothing about it. Humbug. I don't think so. Are we expected to believe that? He really stitched everybody up, didn't he? Unforgivable. Yes, the defense made a terrible error of judgment. I intend to take full responsibility and suffer the consequences that are deemed appropriate. However, it's imperative the court allows the witness to elaborate on her testimony, because the true significance of McGilden's pond articles must be brought to light. Very well, my learned student friend. Given the depths of calamity you have plunged yourself into, this may well be worth hearing. Words fail me. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, my lord. I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial. Of course, my lord. Blimey, Mr. Naruhodo. Now, cross X.
Hold it!
I'm gonna press her on this. And you were hiding in the cabin as well, weren't you, Miss Lestrade? If I remember rightly, in the storage compartment underneath the seats. Yeah, that's right. It's pitch black under there. You can't see nothing at all. Now, in your testimony 2 months ago, you claimed Mr. McGilden was the sole passenger, did you not? False testimony, my lord. That's what he told me I had to say. But it's important you tell us the truth now. Were Mr. McGilden and the victim acquaintances? I don't know. I did hear him talking a lot. What were they talking about? Couldn't hear too well. But if I had to say, I think it was about money or something. Buying and not buying. Well, anyway, they got louder and louder. Started to sound like a proper fight. Pretty scared by then. Hardly dared to breathe. And then all of a sudden, I had a noise like someone keeling over on the floor. And I believe you let out a scream. Yeah, that's what gave me away.
Hold it!
The driver gave false testimony as well? Perhaps the excursion to the pawnbrokery slipped his mind while he was in the stand. McGilden took off his coat and gave it to the driver. He folded it up all careful-like before handing it over. When I saw him do that, I remember thinking that coat ain't what it's got to be worth a few bob. Driver looked pretty happy, and then he left.
Hold it!
Threatened you how? Told me I'd only be able to scarp her if I did exactly what he said. Which included giving false testimony. Yeah, that's it. And there was one other thing he said. Which was... He told me I'd have to hang on to the ticket from the pawn shop and make sure not to lose it. Well, I never. Said if he didn't show up and get the ticket off me before 2 months passed, I had to go to the pawn shop, pay the money to keep it in luck. Left me with some brass to pay for it. I have no idea. Very important that he needed to hide at all costs. What the fuck?
Hold it!
I reckon it was. Hey, fuckers! Hey! Inspector! You've been whispering to each other for quite some time now. What is the discussion about? You're doing it in court! Van Zeeks is freaked out about this too.
it!
The disc you saw, this disc? Yeah, I reckon it was, right next to the cove. Could it have belonged to the victim? I don't know. McGilda picked it up pretty smartish. Then he sat the cove with a knife in his belly up on the seat. What did he say to you? Not to say a word to no one about the disc and all. I was dead scared. The way he was looking at me, I thought if I didn't go along with it, I'd get stuck with a knife too. And he started asking me a load of questions. What my name was, where I lived. After a while, what happened was noticed. Yeah, that's right. First there was a kind of rapping noise.
Hold it!
I heard a scream from over me head. That's right. These two, I remember these two. Sight where? Back under the seat where I started off. Carriage came to an halt, and the old coves from the roof ran off to fetch the slops. So I left McGilda, the driver, and you at the scene. Yeah, only the driver didn't know I was there. God, this guy sucked. Beppo! Buca de Beppo! Which proves my point. The disc is extremely valuable. Well, why not, eh? They were only going to be forfeited. Why shouldn't I have got them? You can't blame me for thinking about it. Thinking ain't no crime. Do you know why that would be? Eh? I ain't got a clue. I reckon it must be worth a fair bit of brass. He was probably going to sell it. Do we have the box? Something crazy is going on here. Oh my god, there's more? Fuck, well I don't want to stop now. Alright, I'm gonna keep it running. I'm gonna keep it running. Oh. Oh. It's a music box. Well, well, well. Put the disc in. Let us hear what it says. Not strictly correct. Okay, right. Oh. No, we actually just spent all that time proving... We got our friend fucking on perjury charges.
Objection!
Objection. Come on. The disc may have motivated the culprit in this case to commit murder. There's every chance it's fundamentally important to understanding. The prosecution has no objection. But no, that piece of evidence is property of... Inspector Gregson. Clearly Scotland Yard has some vested interest here, but it is policy of the prosecutor to leave no avenues unexplored. And you, Inspector, have no jurisdiction here to prevent that from happening. No delays, please. Play the disc. It's Morse code.
I'm passing a kidney stone.
It's Morse code. Oh. After all that, the music box is broken. Well, obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if the office sent to fetch it didn't drop it on the way to the courtroom. Well, with much regret, I feel the court must accept it offers very little in the way of clues. Get the fucking stenographer. No. It's fucking playing Morse code. Yes! Get the woman from the jury in! Gregson is shitting. Yeah. You and me, Ryunosuke, we're on the same page. Just because this is a music box, it doesn't necessarily mean the sounds we're hearing are music. Look at that. On the right lines here, I must be. Oh my god. Objection! The sounds we're hearing are music. Well, now you've told us they're not. I'm sure the court would like to hear what they are. Well, surely you have an idea in mind, because if not, it will be the death of your ill-formed argument. Exactly. You've got me. I don't know what the answer is yet. Bruno, I've just examined it, and I'm fairly certain it's not broken at all. Really, the way it's been made, it can only produce a single note. Ah! Could it be? Is that what these sounds are? Get the fucking juror over here! Something's just struck me, Bruno. Yes, I have too. Oh my god, what? Evidence? What the fuck does that mean? I don't have evidence? I actually do have evidence.
Take that!
No, please go to the other page. Further down, Ministry Mole. Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. Yes, this is a very serious matter. I have heard that international transmissions along supposedly secure lines are somehow being intercepted and leaked to various other countries. And presumably those transmissions are in the form of wired telegrams. Of course. Juror number 5. Your input, please. You told the court you worked at the same communication station as Graydon, did you not? Yes, that's correct. And the particular station where you work deals with government communications and newspaper reports? Yes. Tell me, is this not a familiar sound? You don't mean to say, is it? That's right, madam. It bears more than a passing resemblance to the sound made by your telegraph machine as you tap it. Is it Morse code? But I don't believe it! Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but when it comes to leaking telegrams from government departments, there could be nobody more perfectly placed than a highly skilled communications officer. Are you suggesting the music box disc contains stolen government secrets in Morse code? Order! This is high treason! Too much new vocabulary. What is treason? What is capital punishment? Oh boy. For a sovereign government's confidential information, hostile nations would pay almost any price. Yes. Hey MBT, it's my birthday today. Can you wish me a happy birthday? Happy birthday! I hope you have a good one. Chat, wish them a happy birthday or you're banned. In which case, whoever stole the information in the first place must surely have been beside himself with worry. If the disc were to be discovered before it found its way out of the country, it would reveal an act of high treason punishable by death. So the culprit had no choice but to retrieve it. And in order to do that, he would have to gain entry to the pawnbrokery illegally in the middle of the night because the article left behind would incriminate him too much if it got into the wrong hands. Isn't that right, Mr. Graydon? You think I've been stealing government secrets? Preposterous! Well, of course I do. I've had to stand here in silence while that pretentious foreign lawyer has been prattling away. Objection! Then by all means, counter the charges, sir. The prosecution demands the witness testify in response to the accusations brought by the defense. MBT, it was my birthday on the 18th, just the day before my Prime sub refreshed. Please wish them a happy birthday again. Yes. Second happy birthday. All right, let's make it happen.
Hold it!
Hold it. Uh-oh. Gregson is intervening. Oh! You gotta leave her. Let us have a rabbit in pork here, Governor. We got things to say. We know who you are. They have moved Gregson so that he is now with them again. Very bad timing. Alright, let's make it happen. A mere communications officer couldn't possibly steal confidential government information. The sounds aren't even Morse code. Jesus Christ. That's a hell of a counter. What's up? We did, Gov, we did! Quiet down, please. What say you to that, Mr. Grayson? I have no idea what these ruffians are referring to. You little rotter! Getting us mixed up in all this monkey business? Mega Gamer X, my birthday was 2 months ago. Can I get a happy birthday? Happy belated, I suppose? Very belated. Whatever these men say, I deny the accusations. Indeed. I certainly wasn't expecting this little music box to become so significant in the proceedings. Let's put it in the court record. Alright, what's going on here? Oh my god, we're gonna cross-ex him? Oh good, they're a part of this too. Good, 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 good.
Hold it!
This is hardly a counter to the argument. So is this news? I have a birthday. Can I get a happy birthday? Happy birthday. Have a... This next happy birthday is for everyone with a birthday. Happy birthday. How could I possibly know? Any important government communications are handled by high-level officers, by specialists. General members of staff in the station where I work would never be entrusted with such information. Oh? Juror number 5. Oh! Well, well, well. Thank you, juror number 5. What an interesting factoid. Well, what is it? These transmissions are always made behind closed doors. The message is sent enciphered. This is amazing. Thank you so much, juror number 5. That's fascinating. Graydon is highly skilled operator. Well, your idol would appreciate it if you kept your mouth shut. I tell you, these accusations are unfounded.
Hold it!
Okay, well, yes they are. They're not? To anyone with a brain. Surely it can't be that my learned friend is unfamiliar with Morse code. Ha ha ha. Of course.
Objection!
Let us check the fucking court record here. I feel like I'm supposed to examine this. There we go. A second music box. There we go.
Got it!
Got it! Good gracious! What? It appears, my lord, the two movements are linked together. In other words, you could put two discs inside the box, and the sounds of both will play back at the same time. As code is heard, Morse code comprises of two tones, a dot and a dash. With a second disc in place, this music box could be used to generate Morse code and convey a message. Haven't we seen a second one? Well, in fact, I do have another disc. All right, let's keep going.
Hold it!
I've got no relation to thrice-fired Mason. Okay. dear me. You may have it in for me, sir, but I assure you I have more class than that.
Hold it!
After all them years... We're the sociable kind of baddies. Let's say Graydon's in old China. What the fuck does that mean? Other skulking. What? Oh, me? Oh, I was just remembering the old days. Used to have a right old laugh. Yeah, with Ash. You look at him now, he's fancy whistling flute. You wouldn't Adam and Eve it. But when he was younger, he was from the poor part of town, just like us. We was always a leery one. He had the brains, he had the savvy. God blimey, ain't that the truth? Hey! Fruit is allowed in this courtroom. You should know that better than anyone. Yeah, add it to the testimony. Fuck it. Why not? Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. I want to ask them about that. Come on.
Hold it!
Talk to me about Milverton and Skulkin's milk run. Just a little scheme we had. Delivering fresh milk to the locals, that's what it was all about. That sounds alarmingly legitimate. There must be a catch. Talk to me about what... Well, the milkman would come with his cart to deliver milk. If you stuck your empties out your front door, he would leave them full again. So we swooped in, got people to sign with us. Half the price of the other geezers. We were raking it in. Gordon Bennett, you off your rocker? We had nothing. Right. We'd switch them over. Oh. So what you're describing is theft. Ash is the evil genius. Yeah. Cool, we ragged him about that. I guess we should ask them about the name.
Hold it!
Milverton and Skulkins. Yeah, that's it. And where did the Milverton come from? Oh, right. I thought Clever Clog's like, oh. Enough of this.
Objection!
Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Come on. You don't accept anything these two witnesses are saying. Tell me, why is it that it was only the mention of the name Milverton that you decided to interject? Because well... It weren't the happiest of homes that one came from. Graydon. He's a Milverton to us. Milverton. This is all bunkum. You're a communications officer attached to the civil service. Mr. Graydon. Ashley Milverton. Very well. Yes. Does that do something? It's his dad. I've no relation to the man. You sure about that?
Objection!
Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, that's fine. We can take a hit here.
Objection!
Mr. Ashley Milverton. Tell me, why did you try to hide your former name from the court? Because I haven't gone by the name for years. It means nothing to me. No, I don't think that's the real explanation at all. The truth is, you had a reason to hide that name. I have here the notes from the omnibus case, my lord. And as we all know, the victim, the man who we now understand was negotiating with McGilded... That's right. Only Mason wasn't his surname. It was his given name. His full name was Mason Milverton. Do you mean to say, saints alive? Mr. Ashley Milverton, is it not the case that the brickmaker was your father? I don't... As I believe I mentioned earlier, your family history will have been thoroughly checked when you join the civil service. It really would take no time at all for the court to subpoena those records. The truth is, you have been illegally acquiring highly confidential government information and selling it to McGilded in collaboration with your father. Woo! Look at that. The truth, you say? You collaborated with your father, Mr. Mason Milverton, in illegal dealings with Magnus McGilded. Stealing information sent in secret government communications, selling it to the McGilded, Mr. Graydon concocted the elaborate scheme of using 2 music box discs to encode the information as presumably a safety measure against the information falling into the wrong hands. And an effective one. But the deal with McGilded went sour, and the brickmaker met his end. Yes, but before he was arrested, McGilded managed to temporarily dispose of the disc at the pawnbroker. Then, having learnt of the situation, you appeared at Windibank's 2 days ago in an attempt to recover the articles he had placed in pawn there. But the attempt failed. One of the discs was seized by police and the other you never found. So that same night, you enlisted with the help of the Skulkin brothers and broke into the pawnbrokery. This time, determined to recover the second disc. Ooh, you took it out of the music box. Well, Mr. Graydon, do you deny that this began on that fateful night 2 months ago? I refuse to accept any of this nonsense. Sir, there appears to be blood seeping through the sleeve of your jacket. What? 2 nights ago, we know that 3 shots were fired at the scene of the crime in Windibanks. 1 took the life of the pawnbroker. 1 struck the pouch around Mr. Sholm's waist. And the final bullet pierced the calendar. Mr. Graydon, The wound. It's a bullet wound, isn't it? He's got you now, me old China. Time to call it quits and croak, I reckon. Tsk. Don't acknowledge my presence there under any circumstances whatsoever. Those were my terms, remember, and I paid you handsomely to comply. Clearly, I was a fool to think I could trust some common backslum thieves. Fine, I admit it. I was there in Winterbanks that night. I paid this pair 10 guineas to accompany me, and as you've noticed, I sustained an injury in the course of my adventures. But that is all. I admit to nothing more. Stealing government secrets, negotiating with McGilded. As God is my witness, I'm sure I recall nothing of the sort. Which is... Well, we know that one bullet was fired from each of the two firearms we have in evidence. The bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun hit the pouch around Mr. Sholm's waist. And the bullet from Mr. Winterbank's gun, it clearly must have been the one that caught Mr. Graydon on the arm. Indeed it must. We can rule out the possibility that the man shot himself. And that leads us to one conclusion. Mr. Winterbank was shot by a third gun, which can only have been fired by the third intruder. That's right, Mr. Graydon. Urgh. The only person who could have possibly shot Mr. Winterbank is you.
Hold it!
Who said that? Him? You little upstart. You made a grave mistake when you summoned me here. What? Yes, as you rightly say, I was there at the pawnbroker's. I did my best to hide the fact. I had no intention of ruining this distinguished career I'd built for myself at the communication station. But did the thought ever cross your mind? Did you never consider the possibility? The possibility that if I was there at the scene, I may have witnessed the crucial moment. You see, this makes me a key witness. And I have my hands firmly around the neck of your client. Are you suggesting? I saw it all! I saw the very moment that pickpocket girl pointed the gun at that poor defenseless pawnbroker and shot him. You what? This guy sucks. This is like the worst lie ever. Mr. Graydon, I trust you are fully aware of the implications here. If it is shown your claim is false, you will have incriminated yourself as the killer. Oh, I understand fully. Alright. Let's see it. While these ruffians were jostling with the broker, I was still near the entrance to the shop. When Winterbank threw Nash over the counter, I felt a sharp pain in my arm. I pursued the man, but he shut himself in the storeroom. It seemed through the peephole. The accused shot the man in the back as he was trying to flee to safety. Flee to safety where? This is like the worst series of lies ever. Oh, shit. That did actually happen. Damn, this is annoying. Alright, hold up. I'm gonna check something out. I'm gonna see how far we are. We still have, like, several hours left. We're close. Yeah. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm looking it up right now on the long play. We are legitimately 2.5 hours from the end. All right. Rather than force it, we will just wrap it up Monday. How's that sound? All right. Thank you all for stopping by. I had a good time. This case is getting fucking crazy.
Hold it!
All right. For those of you that are just entering here, here's the deal. This fucking fruit, just like actually homophobic. I have to make sure that short went up right. Give me a sec. I forgot I had that. My bad. Hi, Dyer. Let's talk about the set that will finally burn down Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh's newest set, Legendary Duelist Soul Burning Volcano, comes out in just 10 short days. Selected creators, who don't say bussy, got advanced boxes today, so let's talk about what's inside. First up, new Volcanics! Well, at least now we have a timer as to how long you have to whine about something before Konami takes action. These cards are about as good as you can hope for in terms of legacy support for a GX archetype, with Rimfire, Trooper, and Volcanic Blaze Accelerator transforming the deck from a bricky mess into mid. Next, new Battlin' Boxers. These are the first new cards for the archetype since World Superstars in 2015, and they're good. I'll definitely be tinkering with them in the coming weeks, but don't hold your breath. If Utopia couldn't break rank 4, I don't think these stand much of a chance. Finally, new Salamangrates. I don't actually know what these are meant to do. The new one facilitates a synchro monster that's not worth going into, and the others firelock you in a deck that's been making Baguska an access code for at least 18 months now. Salamangrate of Fire reads crazy, but I don't know for what deck. All in all, it's a cool collection of cards for 3 interesting decks, but I expect the set is probably going to crash and burn. The fire rises, friends. So, okay, cool. All right. All right. So, for those of you who were not here last time, oh my God, this little guy in the white, Eggert Benedict, we have found is a little more than he seems. He appears to be a man who traffics in government secrets. And he entered the shop alongside the fucking Skulkin brothers in order to do something. We're not really sure what, but it's clear that he's probably the person who shot the Mr. Windibank. He is now claiming, however, that because he was in the same room as the accused, he's a decisive witness in that case and saw her shoot him. So let's make it happen.
Hold it!
Mr. Windibank emerged from the storeroom, I believe. Ringo and Nash were scouring the counter when he suddenly appeared and flew at them. He already had the revolver in his hand. Fortunately, I wasn't too close. I've never been so scared in all my life. Yeah, we're just regular mild-mannered burglars. Okay. Says the pair who carry a gun. What do you mean when you say you were near the entrance to the shop? I was in the doorway, running my eyes over the shelves of forfeited items. Alright, well that's not a lie. The broker went for Nash in the first place. Then Ringo joined in, making it 2 against 1. But I was wrong. I was trying to help me little bro, but the old guy... Oh. Sorry, Gov.
Hold it!
You mean that's the moment you were shot? Yes. Things crashed to the floor from the counter as the 3 men were bawling. And the bullet went to strike the calendar on the wall behind you. So it would appear. Well, now. Interesting. Thank you, Mario Brothers. Ah, fuck.
Hold it!
You mean you chased after him? I don't recall the reason why, but I ran after him to the back of the shop. What about his peephole in your door you mentioned? Well, unsurprisingly, the storeroom door's a solid job made of stout wood. But there's a small opening in it, about a head height, that lets you see what's in there from the outside. I should know that, shouldn't I? I'd look through it myself later that night. That's true. Here's the anime. Right, and there's the dead girl. And what about you burgling brothers? Did you see what went on through this peephole as well? I doubt these 2 buffoons were even aware. Huh. Well, that contradicts their previous testimony. The girl raised a gun and pointed it straight at the man, you fucking moron. Oh, okay, he actually does have an out to this. When the crime was discovered, the defendant was found with a gun in her hand, but that was Mr. Windibank's gun, from which only a single bullet had been fired. And as we've already established, Mr. Graydon, that bullet was fired at you. But no, it wasn't the broker's gun the pickpocket girl had when I saw her. The bullet from Windibank's gun grazed my arm, and yes, the Skulkin's gun grounded the detective, but this was another gun entirely, a 3rd gun. Broker's gun was not the murder weapon, so clearly there had to be a 3rd firearm involved. That is true, we did find another gun, but she didn't have one. But no other gun was found at the scene. Ha ha ha. Calm yourself, counsel. You must consider the events in order. Yeah, a lie.
Hold it!
That's... But we know the stains are there. So there is blood, but we know it's not the victim's blood. Yes, of course not. Exactly, yes.
Hold it!
She threw the gun out of the room? That's right. In the direction of the storeroom door to where I was watching. Of course, I quickly retreated, and then the girl dropped the gun through the peephole onto the floor on my side of the door. But why would she do such a thing? I couldn't tell you. I picked it up. Van Zeeks isn't buying it. Could you produce it now? clear up. We made a bit of a mess around the counter.
You little toe rag!
What the fuck is going on over there? Hello?
Excuse me!
Excuse me. Are you two okay? Hello? Something wrong, sunshine? Yes. You were violently shaking Mr. Skulkin? Blimey, this D's a bit of an hooligan, ain't he? What was going on just now? You saw him. He grabbed me whistle. Why the blazes didn't you mention the third gun when we got down to the station? Why didn't you? 'Cause we didn't know nothing about it. Or the flaming peephole in the door. Sorry about that? I can be prone to losing my rag sometimes. Well, wait a minute. They should know about it because he gave them the gun. What's wrong with Greg's? Everyone in this fucking place knows something except for me. Oh? Oh, huh? Oh, son of a bitch. Fuck, I forgot that we were waiting on this. No, not really. It's fine, Cross-X. It was just a bunch of fucking lies. Well, there you have it. The report, please, Inspector. Yes, sir. Traces of human blood were found in the overcoat of the defendant. From the extent of the stains, that they were the result of a spattering followed a gunshot wound. End of report. Son of a bitch. We know there's blood. See, what did I tell you? There were fucking piece of shit. The blood on the coat is not Mr. Windibank's. What on earth makes you say that? The coat originally belonged to Magnus McGilded. Just before the coat was deposited at Windibank's, McGilded had fatally stabbed Mr. Mason Milverton. The blood on the overcoat is the blood of the brickmaker in the omnibus case. Objection! Well, the dead cannot speak. Isn't that right, my Nipponese friend? What the fuck does that mean? 2 months ago, in this very courtroom, did you not argue fervently for McGilded's innocent? And yet now that the man is dead, you brand him a murderer. Your conduct shatters any shred of respect you may have earned for yourself in this country. But that was... Okay, well, fuck off. Well, you know, we do have a way. We use Mr. Schul... Ah! Yes. I held out the Pirolski to starving boy, and he ran away crying. Herlock Sholmes is barely more than a figment of the public's imagination. His name carries no weight in this courtroom, no weight at all. How could you say that? This guy sucks. Victory is sweet indeed. As the witness said, the accused coat was spattered with the blood of the victim. The only way Mr. Graydon could have known that fact is if he saw it happen. In other words, his testimony is solid and the conclusion is singular. It was the accused who shot the victim in this case. That is the whole truth. That's rough. How did he know that? He should not have known that. Oh. Fuck! Here we go again.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Well, you know what I'm gonna ask for, baby. I love sipping from the fucking chalice. It's okay, we got it, baby. Oh? Who was that? Huh? No shot. 0% correct. No way. Ah! Oh. What is the meaning of this? Order! What business do you have here, detective? The last I heard, you were recuperating in hospital. As well I would be, had I not been sent upon an errand. What errand? You're awake! Yes, good day, Iris. I appear to be rather late to rise. My apologies. Now, my lord, if you would humor me... In what manner, sir? I have something of great importance I wish to give to the young lawyer over there. I need no more than 5 minutes. Would you be so kind as to spare us the time? I guess so. Exactly. I haven't spent so long already. We don't want to go waste a minute. Calm down, Gregson. What is up with him? All right, I've just put Say Gex in the 7 TV. I've only just managed to summon the strength to stand, man. I asked the judge for 5 minutes. But I fear even that may prove too much for me. Pray forgive me, I should pass out. Okay, let's go. What are we talking about here? Ah, well, that concoction of mine was really just a bit of sport to assist me in my investigations. I never took the trouble to refine it for appraisal by the scientific community. An oversight on my part. Part. But enough of that. I'm here to give you this, my dear fellow. What's that? A leaving present from Miss Suzato. Oh? If possible, matters were to be settled without giving you this. Those were her instructions when she asked me to do you this favor. Oh? That's true. Okay, well, let's see what it is. We can't see what it is yet. It's a gun? I have solved the locked door mystery. This is her machine that makes a cat flap in a door. Why would she say that? Well, what the fuck am I supposed to do in this summation examination with the cat flapomat? Pray forgive me the discourtesy of breaking my... Your 5 minutes is over. Oh, Jesus Christ. Mr. Reaper. The die is cast. Is it really? The jurors are unanimous in their leanings. No doubt my learned friend will consider a summation examination. But any attempt to alter the verdict now would be utterly futile. I wonder. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? The rest is down to you, dear fellow. What is your plan? The rest is down to me. Ooh. I feel like we don't have a good reason to do a summation examination. I feel like we want to cross-X again with the item. Time to think.
Objection!
Objection! The jurors have spoken.
Objection.
We don't want to cross-examine a new witness. We want to continue with an existing witness. It would appear that a rather important detail has escaped your attention, Mr. Reaper. What a stupid fuck. We never really got a chance to press. This is absurd! And then after we're done with that, we'll do the summation examination. Whoa, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, I have the piece of evidence, yeah. No pressing. A single statement and a single piece of evidence. Most generous. Well then. Mr. Naruhodo, it is high time I fell in a dead faint. I leave this in your capable hands. I love him so much. He is so nice. I love him so much. The unfortunate truth is because Naruhodo is Phoenix Wright's ancestor, that means he has to have non-gay sex at some point. That's okay, though. Sholmes can be the boy on the side for him and Suzato. He does it exactly one time with Suzato. I imagine he's feeling very little now. The detective is sleeping soundly in one of the antechambers. Well then, counsel, are you fully prepared? Yes. One statement, one piece of evidence. Spoilers, Iris invents the Mpreg machine. Come on now.
Objection.
That's right, my lord. It's a device for creating so-called cat flaps. I have figured this out. Why is there a peephole on that door? Small Small doors for cats to come and go as I'm sure we can all work that out for ourselves. But that cat lover's contrivance has no possible relevance to this case. Oh, really? Of course it doesn't. To start with, there was no cat flap in the pawnbroker's door. Not being a keeper of cats myself, I'm afraid I fail to see what this has to do with the matter at hand. Perhaps it would be help if I described its function another way, then. This contraption is able to create a peephole in any door you can imagine in practically no time at all. I beg your pardon, a peephole? 2 nights ago, we arrived at the scene only minutes after the murder of Mr. Windibank had taken place. That's right, according to the paperwork, it was you, your Japanese assistant, and Sholmes. Yes, the 3 of us were together, and it recently came to my attention that my assistant made use of this device at the time. There was a peephole in the storeroom door, I can attest to that. Because I looked through it myself in order to see inside the locked storeroom. This is ludicrous! What are you trying to say? Of course there was a peephole in the door! How else could I have witnessed the crime? Well, yes, how could you? What? Alrighty, it's time. What I mean is this, my lord. My assistant made the peephole in the storeroom door, and until such time as she did, the door had no hole to look through. What?
Objection!
Objection! This is a really good objection because we really do not have any evidence to support this claim. Yes, it was created only after the incident had taken place by my judicial assistant using this device. Your assistant tampered with the crime scene whilst being fully aware of the gravity of her actions. That is a most serious act of vandalism, for which I humbly apologize, my lord. It was in the few minutes that I left the scene in order to pursue the Skulkin brothers and alert the police. Nevertheless, in light of the new information, it becomes apparent Mr. Graydon's testimony is riddled with holes. Riddled with... Explain yourself, counsel. The majority of Mr. Graydon's testimony that appears to incriminate the defendant is based upon what he witnessed through the peephole in the storeroom door. Yes, that filthy girl! However, if at the time of the incident, that peephole did not yet exist in the door, there's no possible way you could have seen what you claim to have seen. In short, your entire testimony is a pack of lies. Order! Is there any
Objection!
Oh, here we go. None whatsoever, as my learned friend must surely realize. Exactly. This is a cheap trick designed to discredit me. I'm afraid not, sir. Of course it is. Do you seriously expect people to believe that a plaything can cut through? Well, let's fucking do it. Oh, yes. That's absurd. I don't believe it for a second. Huh. Well, I had a feeling you'd say that. What? Waggy, cooey, time for dinner. Did she cut through the fucking door to the Old Bailey? Well... Young lady, this is the Old Bailey. One does not make cat flaps in the oak paneling in the Old Bailey. I'm not done yet, don't worry. This doesn't mean the peephole in the storeroom door at Windibanks was made by your machine. And there's no way you can prove it was. No, but it's easy. What? The cat flaps my cat flap-o-matic creates are all of a fixed size, and the dimensions of the peephole at Windibanks are an exact match. Hee. Excellent work, Iris. And now it's my learned student's friend to turn the lost for words, I feel. Uh-oh. I believe your judicial assistant has already left the country for your Eastern Island home. Yes, that's true. Then you may have some difficulty in establishing all of the facts. For the sake of argument, let's assume the peephole has dimensions that are a perfect fit for this contraption. Way ahead of you, buddy. Gotcha. I've already figured it out. You fucking moron. In that case, when was the peephole cut? The prosecution demands proof of your answer. It's very simple, my lord. The defense argues the peephole was created after the incident using this device, but now the perpetrator has returned to her native land, she can't testify to that fact. There's no proof. And as long as the defense remains unable to prove when the peephole was made, my learned friend's claims amounts to nothing more than a baseless accusation. It's okay, we got it. Well, counsel, don't give up now. This is the time to create your own opening and force your way through. You can do this! That's the one. dare you? A print from that detective's infernal cameras again. My judicial assistant, Miss Suzato Mikitoba, is an extremely intelligent and capable woman, which is why I never had any cause to doubt that she would have considered the scenario and made sure I had the necessary proof. And the proof is this photographic print, counsel. This print shows a scene at the shop moments after the defendant entered the premises. Agreed. And it also shows the accused mercilessly wielded a gun in the direction of the defenseless broker. But more to the point, it pictures the storeroom door in the background. I don't believe it! This really is quite remarkable. The door to the storeroom is completely devoid of a peephole of any description. Mr. Graydon, you couldn't possibly have witnessed the crime as you claim to have done, because at the time it happened, there was no peephole in the door. In other words, your testimony is a catalog of lies. Oh my god. Order! Oh. Was entirely fallacious. That's not the only thing we now know beyond all reasonable doubt. My learned friend's assistant's guilt can no longer be denied. That woman tampered with a crime scene. But more importantly, good lord, the defense may have established a reprehensible instance of perjury, but that is no proof this man is the victim's killer. What more do you want? Yes, that's right. I was there at the scene, it's true. And I was shot in the arm, it's true, but that's all. Yes, in fact, if you look at the circumstances, I am the victim here. Oh, please. I don't believe this. That is true. I feel like we have pretty close to definitive proof. As Hurley always says, one lie begets another. No, wait, that might have been a line I wrote. Well, no matter who said it first, you're right. Mr. Graydon, not only did you give false testimony to the court, but the lies you told make no sense. Make no sense? What do you mean by such a remark? Reveals that you know something you shouldn't have known. In other words, there is a fundamental inconsistency in your statements. Objection! This is provocative talk, counsel. Won't you enlighten the court? Explain this alleged inconsistency. Harris was right. One lie begets another. The third gun. Oh, actually, the bloodstains is a better one. He would know about the third gun. His gun was the third gun. The bloodstains that were present on Miss Lestrade's coat. That's right. The victim's blood splattered all over her when she shot him. How could you possibly have known that? Obviously, but... Keep talking, bitch. Keep talking. The point is not that you lied in your testimony, Mr. Graydon. It's the nature of the lie you concocted that is so revealing. You're not making any sense. Then let me ask you a simple question. How is it, Mr. Graydon, that you knew the existence... Wait, what the fuck did they say? Of the peephole in the storeroom door. Has a cat got your tongue, witness? The peephole in the door was made after the incident occurred, and once I returned to the shop, having failed to catch the two burglars, Scotland Yard's investigators arrived immediately. Since that time, the police have been at Windibanks constantly carrying out their investigation. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson? He is not looking good. And consequently, there's no way that you, Mr. Graydon, could have gained access to the shop. Therefore, you should have known nothing about the peephole in the storeroom door, so the fact that its existence forms the basis of your testimony is inexplicable.
Objection!
Objection! I love his objection. It's so good. And yet, The fact remains that Mr. Graydon did maintain that he witnessed the crime take place through the peephole in the door. How on earth is that possible? He's lying? Could I have a word, please, Lord Van Zeeks? Speak, Inspector. I really ought to be getting back to the station now to put in my report. Really nothing more I can add to the testimony, so if it's all the same to you, permission denied. Oh. It's not all the same to me, Inspector. Not at all. You will remain exactly where you are until this trial concludes. Something is fucking going on here. Mr. Graydon, you shouldn't have known about the existence of that people. Which can only mean that you must have been informed by it by someone else.
Objection!
Stop there, my learned friend. You realize, I trust, that the words you just uttered have extremely serious implications. Yes. But the defense believes that the details about the case that Mr. Graydon claims to have seen must have been revealed to him by a certain person before his testimony. Well, there's only one person who could have done it. And in fact, considering a particular clue we have, there's really only one person that could be. Saves come. It's got to be the inspector. They just showed us the inspector so we could do it. Why would he do that, though?
Take that!
The truth is, it can only have been you, Inspector Gregson. Eh?
Objection!
Objection! You had better have some proof to substantiate such a rash claim, my learned friends. Consider the fact that we have only been aware of Mr. Ashley Graydon's identity for the last few hours. We learned of it only during the course of the trial today. Yes. And until that time, Mr. Graydon would have had no idea, no inkling that he would suddenly be required to appear in court. It's reasonable to assume he knew nothing of the peephole. It was only once Mr. Graydon was in the stand he realized his position, that he would have to defend himself against the accusation he was the third imposter. You're suggesting the court it was while his trial was in progress while he received the information, so he could commit perjury to save his skin? Exactly. And the only person with knowledge of the investigation that he had any contact with is you, Inspector Gregson. This is a blooming outrage! Why would I be giving away details of our investigations to this fella, eh? I was summoned to his lordship's chambers during the recess in any case. Had you forgotten that? Quite true. Which means the first time these two laid eyes on one another was after proceedings resumed following the recess. Since then, they've been in full view of the stand where such illicit discussions couldn't possibly have occurred. Oh, could they not have? I've just remembered something. There was one time before, wasn't there? I think it was when Ginny was testifying. Oh, yes. That's it. They were negotiating. You little toe rag, you're making all this up! What'd he say? It would have been possible for you to give Mr. Graydon the information he needed then. I'm a respectable Scotland Yard inspector, for crying out loud. Why would I do something like that? Why would I be giving away confidential details to the likes of this bloke? I don't know. I have no idea. Perhaps it was part of a deal of some kind. Then it starts to make sense. What deal, counsel? I wonder if perhaps in exchange for some details about the people at the crime scene, Mr. Graydon agreed to give a certain something to the inspector. Malfeasance. Well,
Objection!
objection. It's becoming clear that jumping in with accusations is this Nipponese student's speciality. I don't do that. But with the stakes so high, the prosecution is not prepared to listen to baseless charges. It is incumbent on the defense. Oh, fucking hell, we don't have anything. God damn it, we don't have a goddamn thing. It's the second disc. We do not have the second disc to present to show the second disc. But I guess we could show the music box.
Take that!
Inspector Gregson. Besides this murder, is it not true you've been working on another very important case? What are you getting at now, sunshine? Is it possible that this other top-secret case is what's alluded to in this newspaper article here? The classified secrets being leaked overseas from the Ministry of Justice. How the bleeding Nora could you... We discovered during the course of this trial the music box deposited at Windibanks by Magnus McGilded, a special music box designed to play 2 discs at once. It would seem very likely now that encoded on the pair of discs that were in Mr. McGilded's possession are the leaked classified secrets. So I put it to you, Inspector. In order to recover the second of the discs complaining those secrets, you covertly made a deal with Mr. Graydon in which you exchanged the disc for details of the case. You little... Whoa! Order! On the day of the incident, when we met you at Windibanks, you said this. God, the pursuit theme is so good in this. I'll be taking that whatever it is of Mr. McGilded's down to the yard. Thank you very much. Hand it over. No. Fuck you. Scotland Yard already knew at that time, isn't that right? That Magnus McGilded was involved with the stealing of government secrets. My orders were, recover the medium used to convey the secrets leaked to the ministry, and do it on the QT. Strictly hush-hush. And that explains why, when I presented this disc as evidence to the court, you objected so heavily, I presume. Because you knew it contained highly confidential information. Blimey, not likely! I mean, I wasn't sure of it myself. I realized there was a possibility, that's all. Inspector, surely! Surely you're not saying in order to acquire the second of these music box discs, you did reveal confidential details of the crime scene to the witness to aid and abet this man in giving false testimony? There was no other way that Mr. Graydon could have known of the existence of the peephole. It's the only explanation. A deal was struck between these two men.
Objection!
I mean, Jesus Christ. Come on. If, and I stress if, this sobering assertion turns out to be founded in truth, it would mean that second disc is as we speak in this very courtroom. Wait, what? How could you possibly make a claim like that? Because Inspector Gregson is a Scotland Yard detective. What? What's that supposed to mean, eh? As a seasoned policeman, the inspector will have approached this alleged deal with caution. Certainly, he would not have accepted a gentleman's word as his honor. Okay. Good gracious! Then you mean to say Inspector Gregson has the item already in his possession? He has the second disc on his person! Yes! Gregson. Please! Well, Inspector? Oh. Something's up. What? He's going to agree to it? I presume you're aware of the precipice on which you now teeter, my learned student friend. You've made a most serious allegation against a Scotland Yard detective here. If, following the search of the inspector's personal effects, no disc is found, you will be deemed unfit for court service, this trial will end, and my country's government will demand of yours that you are severely reprimanded. Jesus Christ. This accusation is beyond serious. You must be prepared for grave consequences. I know who has it. Don't say you weren't warned, but your typical Nipponese stubbornness may well land you in hot water this time. Perhaps the lesson will do you some good. Fair enough, I've got nothing to hide.
Objection!
Up. Hold up. Ooh, ugh. The defense demands a search, but not of Inspector Gregson. What? Now what's all this? I'm the one you're accusing, aren't I? I thought you wanted to search me. No, Inspector, not you. Somebody else. What's the meaning of all this, then? Lost it at last, have you, sunshine? The court shouldn't have to put up with this nonsense. You're being irrational. Oh, come on. Be quiet, all of you. Oh, it's Iris. Bruno's doing what you all told him to do and having the courage of his convictions. So respect that and listen to what he has to say in good faith. Because that's the British way. Alright, fucking whatever. we have a British launderer. Her job is to take our words and launder them through the British tongue. Now, don't be hasty, my lord. If I'm not mistaken about the things I've seen in court today, I'm fairly sure I know who has the disc at the moment. There's only one person it can be. Get this fucking guy up there.
Take that!
Get Nash up there, please. Me? Very well then, bailiff.
Hold it!
Hold it! Please, my lord. Scotland Yard has to object to this search. Objection! Unfortunately for you, Inspector, your objections carry no weight here. In this courtroom, only the prosecutor and the defense have the authority to object. But Lord Van Zeeks, I have no idea what forces are in play that might influence your actions. But personally, I have no intention of obstructing the course of this trial. Do it. Now hold on a mo. I don't know nothing. Nothing about no disc. Cut it out! Well. The dubious disc. Another music box disc. What is your favorite prime number? What a good question. I'm going to say, I'm looking up a list of prime numbers now. 97. I actually want to change mine to 17. Oh, yes! Let's make it happen. Order! Mr. Skulkin, what do you have to say for yourself? Gordon Bennett! Gordon Flamin' Bennett! I swear I didn't know nothing about the disc! Honest to God! Counsel, would you explain what's going on here? The alleged deal that was struck between this witness... and this detective, no? Without question, my lord. Then for pity's sake, why does this fucker have it? Inspector Gregson is a shrewd, calculating man who rarely loses his composure, but at one particular point of this trial he exhibited unusual behavior for a brief moment. I don't recall. What unusual behavior? It was, yes, during my cross-examination of Mr. Graydon. He was fucking this guy up. Thought me noggin was gonna fall clean off. And what exactly happened to make the detective attack you like that? I ain't got a clue. Oh. That's so interesting. It sounds like the detective actually planted it on him. I thought he pickpocketed him. Well, bless my wig. He hid it. You. But I'm afraid I failed to comprehend the motive. If the detective had acquired the disc he was after, why on earth would he then proceed to hide it in another man's pocket? This is a court of law. It would appear, my lord, that the inspector was not at liberty to do that. As the man himself revealed earlier, his current assignment has some special conditions. As far as we're aware, the information stolen comes from confidential government communications. It would seem that if the information were to be revealed in court as evidence, it would be problematic. Does that sum up the situation, Inspector? I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to answer that question. So, realizing there was a chance you may be searched here in court, you took steps to hide the disc you had acquired from the witness. He only pretended to attack Mr. Skulkin in order to get close enough to him to slip the second disc into his pocket. So it's all a pretense? Oh, they really are unhappy with this. Well now, Gregson and Graydon, are you prepared to admit to the accusation made against you of this alleged deal? Admit to it. Yours truly, please. Clearly our Eastern visitor has an uncommonly active imagination. However, there's no proof I passed the disc to the inspector. Fuck off, you stinking ass bitch. How do you explain why you knew about the peephole? I'm under no... yes, you are! Yes, you are! Yes, I lied in my testimony. Well, yeah, we will sentence you to fucking jail. That is all I admit. Okay, so you lied about seeing the girl being shot, so that means that there's no longer definitive evidence that my client did it, and you're a fucking suspect up here. All of this is a young Eastern man's fancy. I have no idea what any of that is about. You are such an annoying ass bitch. Do you admit to making a deal with Mr. Graydon in order to acquire the disc? Wow. Well, that guy's not a member of the country. Quite a quandary. Whoa! Well, now, I must sympathize with the old inspector. Oh, come on! Detective has very much trust in eyes. More than this, I cannot say. I don't believe it! They're fucking stupid! I trust the cop, so the girl must die. Maybe it is just like real court. Do we have any evidence? Any evidence at all that does anything here? We still haven't figured out what the purpose of the Hound of the Baskervilles is. Wait. Hold up. We've used everything. It's got to be against Gregson. There's something in here that he doesn't want out.
Take that!
Okay, that was wrong. Okay, so it is Gregson. It has to be Gregson. I have no idea. I legitimately have no idea. Said it is time to do your duty. We need to show that he was just doing his duty. I have no fucking clue what it is. It's this.
Take that!
The deal he struck with Graydon. Not this, not this, not this. Not this, we tried that. Not this. Could be the paper. Not the autopsy report, not the crime scene photograph. Not the gun, not the gun. No guns. The photographs, the stereoscope, the disc, the pouch. The box. The flap-o-mat. Let's try the newspaper.
Take that!
Nope. Just perma any Elpers.
Take
This.
that!
Nope. Oh.
Take that!
Okay, that was really wrong. Maybe it's one of the guns? He struck a deal with Graydon.
Take that!
Nope. I have no idea. I have literally no clue. This.
Take that!
It's the disc. They just want me to play both discs. All right, I'm in. Let's make it happen. Goodness, this disc. Hold it. No. I can't let you do that. Why not? Because it's got nothing to do with this case. That's right. Oh, whoa. We've established pretty well that this has something to do with this case. The defense has already proposed that the sounds heard by the court earlier part of a Morse code. We know that Morse code comprises of 2 distinct tones. The defense believes the second disc contains the second tone. This one was a bit of a trick because the objective was to force Gregson to admit it, not prove the deal. Yeah. Whoops. For crying out loud, we're talking about state secrets! Whoa, hey, whoa. Then do you admit the charge? That in order to protect the state secrets, you engage with unlawful dealings with the witness? You're mad! If you let that secret information out in the public domain, you'll be making an enemy of the entire British government, you idiot! Let's not forget, Inspector, that you, a Scotland Yard officer, leaked confidential case details to a witness, that you continue to lie to the court, and because by fair means or foul, you're determined to do your duty. Well, by fair means or foul, I'm prepared to do mine. Don't you dare. I will stop at nothing to protect my client. I don't care who I make an enemy of. Oh, God. My lord, if you please. The court must hear the sounds made by the box. Come on, Van Zeeks, for Pete's sake, stop him! Objection! Yes! Inspector, you should know my methods by now. I'm a prosecutor. I'm no Scotland Yard puppet. In this courtroom, my duty is to the law, so let me propose a toast to uncovering the truth by fair means or foul. Very well. In accordance with the defense's request, the court will now listen. Are you don't want to stop this? Really? This time with a second disc in place and both discs playing simultaneously. Oh no, come on. That's like clearly Morse code. All right, I admit it. Whatever you want, but for the love of God, shut that bloomin' box up! Let me ask you again then, Inspector Gregson. Did you, or did you not, strike a deal with the witness next to you in the stand, Mr. Ashley Gray? Did you reveal the existence of the peephole in the pawnbroker storm door, Inspector? I did. Stop! What are you doing, man? It's all exactly like the young Easton lawyer said. When the trial resumed after the recess and we were stood here in the stand together, that's when he approached me with the deal. Shut up, you imbecile! Shut up! Psst, you there. You're the detective who turned up at the pawnbrokery the other day, aren't you? I have something you're looking for, Inspector, with me at this very moment. How about a trade? I suggest you accept, or information that may make certain individuals uncomfortable will soon become very public indeed. Couldn't let that information become public knowledge, not under any circumstances. So I accepted the man's proposal and told him the details about the case that should have put him in the clear. The peephole in the storeroom door, and the bloodstains on the overcoat. By giving false testimony, this witness intends to have the defendant wrongly accused of murder. Inspector, you knew that. Yet you still revealed those details to facilitate the witness's perjury. I did. Then it turned out the peephole had only been made that night after the incident took place. Scotland Yard wasn't aware of that, if I'm perfectly honest. Well, Mr. Graydon, what do you have to say for yourself? There's nothing and no one left for you to hide behind. You struck a deal with the inspector in order to escape conviction of a very serious crime. This. You are the third intruder who broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question. And you perpetuated the murder of the proprietor, Mr. Pop Windebank. You... Jesus Christ. Traitor! Jesus! He's gonna kill him on the stand! Bailiff! Fucking kill this motherfucker! That's it then. It's all over. I despised my life growing up. Those slums are vile places. I was cursed from birth, born into poverty, the son of a penniless artisan. My parents did nothing but quarrel all day long. What little money they had was never spent on me. So I set about studying to better myself, to one day escape from that hellhole. And you eventually became a communications officer. I admire your determination. But then you decided to just try and sell government secrets. Why? For money. That's really the reason. Even now, years later, the nightmares of my life in the slums wake me in small hours. I wanted to drown them out, with more money than anyone who lived in that squalor could ever imagine. And one day I met him. Mr. Magnus McGill. You're a fiend with a queer talent, so you are. I've money to throw your way if you're interested. All you need to do is go along with me little plan. I was to steal the ministry's telegraphic message logs, and McGilded would buy them for a handsome sum. The lure of the devil's offerings. How easy it is to succumb. My father was a brickmaker, though my mother divorced him when I was still a child. Mr. Mason Milverton. That's right. He was very skilled with his hands. He had once been a music box maker's apprentice. I imagined his skills would be great. They'd be really good. It was the first time I'd seen him since I left the slums 10 years earlier. Look at you, Ashley. What a fine gent you've become, eh? He was a different man to the one in my memory. A thin, frail old man. But poverty had never broken him. Never corrupted him like it had me. I was sure that he wouldn't help me if I told him the real reason, so I made up a story. That's how I had him make the 2 discs. Thereby splitting the information in 2. You were taking considerable precautions indeed. It was to protect myself as much as anything. 10 guineas. 1,000 guineas. omnibus. I'd sold the man information that way a number of times already, but it seems he became very reluctant to part with his money. It's Charmaine, thank you. I appreciate it. But that doesn't make sense, Mr. Graydon, for why was it that on the omnibus 2 months ago your father was the one dealing with McGilded and not yourself? When I received the 1,000 guineas after my first completed dealings with McGilded, I decided to give 200 to my father for his troubles. But my father realized something was amiss. In time, he worked out I must be involved in something dubious. And when he did, he said to me, "Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells." Chucky 1833, thank you for the 5 gifties. That was my father's way of dealing with it, I suppose. Climb onto the omnibus, hand over the second disc, and take the money from McGilded. That's it. He had no idea what was actually on the discs I'd asked him to make. He never knew. What the fuck? We still haven't solved the omnibus murder? To crush any semblance of justice in his trial. The crime scene was tampered with, evidence was fixed, and witnesses were bribed. That trial 2 months ago was a farce from start to finish. I'd made plenty of money out of my dealings with McGilded back then, so I spared nothing in my arrangements 2 months ago. I knew exactly who to hire. If you're willing to pay the price, there are people in this city willing to do anything you ask. McGilded himself had shown me that. I think you have the picture now. After he twisted everything to his favor in this courtroom, I took matters into my own hands. Holy shit, it was him! Gilded's death was caused by this man. Wait, so the last thing we don't know is why Thrice-Fired Mason died. It is sooner than I was led to believe. Oh, that's him. Well, I must be making tracks now. So that policeman who came to tell McGill that he could examine the omnibus again. That's right, an imposter hired by me. He paid people to adulterate the omnibus with all manner of false and evidence. He threatened witnesses to lie in their testimony. So I gave the man a taste of his own medicine. Once the omnibus was doused in paraffin, one of my sham policemen ushered McGilded inside and sent him on a one-way journey to hell. An eye for an eye. That's how I avenged my father's death. A spine-chilling account indeed. But that wasn't the end of it for me. There was a loose end, you see. I should think it's obvious. The second disc, which my father had taken to exchange with McGilded. When I realized it was missing, I remembered something. From the first time I dealt with McGilded. What an ingenious little invention. Have you not, Mr. Graydon? So I knew if he'd taken steps to hide the disc, it would be in that pawnbrokery somewhere. To Gina. Give me 1 sec, I have to do something. From the trial, that pickpocket's testimony was clearly peculiar. Anyone could see that. I was fairly convinced it would be her who had the ticket. I had a strong suspicion the girl would come out of the woodwork on the redemption deadline. And yes, sure enough, she did. But I was unaware of that fact. Meanwhile, as our investigation into stolen government secrets was progressing, we'd picked up on the fact that Mr. McGilded was involved. Inspector! My orders were to recover the stolen information as quickly as possible. So we started gathering the fella's possessions and examining whatever we could lay our hands on. We had a full-scale investigation going at the yard, but we had to keep it as quiet as we could. Then, when the inspector here took the disc from me in the pawnbrokery that day, I became nervous. So I knew that it was a race against time. I had to find those articles before the police did. So prompted you to break into that place that same night. With the help of your old friends, the Skulkin brothers. And the second disc was inside? Yes. But then, something entirely unexpected happened. A gunshot rang out in the shop, and I felt a sharp pain in my left arm. Broker fired his gun, bullet pierced your limb. Exactly, but unfortunately I decided to bring my own gun with me that night, just in case. Then why was Gina knocked out? She fainted? Oh, okay. A man who used his wealth and influence to distort the facts and escape justice for the crime of murder. What tragic irony. For what you have done is exactly the same. You've become the very monster you saw and despised so deeply in McGilded. Yes, I think I have. Well, this has been a long and fucking exhausting trial. However, it would seem at last we have arrived at the truth. Inspector Gregson, what of Mr. Ashley Graydon? He's been restrained, my lord, and has been escorted to the yard. He'll be charged with the murder of Mr. Winterbank and the stealing of government secrets. Very good. And you, Inspector, you are also going to face a charge of perjury. It transpires that you were complicit in helping a criminal escape justice. That fact remains whether or not you were doing so in the line of duty. The crime is a serious one, Inspector, and inexcusable. Now to the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. Ah! It is time for the final adjudication. Is the jury ready, Mr. Foreman? Yes, sir. Garrett Ebb's squadron standing by, sir. Let's hear it.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
I love him. Great. That's the stuff! I'm off the hook! Yeah, she is gonna go to jail for perjury. Eh? 2 months ago, you gave false testimony. Yes. I never done nothing of the sort. Of course not. Aww. The defense. Oh, Jesus Christ. Am I gonna have to go to jail for treason? Quite so, my lord. To demanding that government secrets be disseminated before a courtroom. Yes, I did do that, didn't I? Very sorry about that. If I may say something on that point. What? Hold up, hold up. Oh. 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 A great many things to think about today. If it wasn't Morse code, then what was it? How did the thrice-fired Mason dealing go south? And importantly, what the fuck was going on in the first case when that British woman got away with murder? I feel like there's a lot here that I don't know. On a personal note, I must say you've surprised me, my Far Eastern friend. Oh! Despite being a Nipponese, you saw through the pretense to the malice that festered within that Englishman. At that same time, saw through the grime to the surprising heart of your English client. You have a curious talent for judging character, especially considering our very different cultures. I don't think there's anything curious about it. Whether we're from the Empire of Great Britain or the Empire of Japan, we're all human beings, not so very different on the inside. You know, I took this case for one very simple reason. To lock swords with you once again here in the courtroom. You did? When I encountered you for the first time 2 months ago, it reminded me of toasting friendship and trust with another Nipponese, only to find my trust betrayed. Through you, I hope to look into the eyes of the man I once knew and try to understand. Well, you may ask. And one day when the time comes, you will learn the answer, whether you like it or not. Alright, I'll wait for that day if I must. Coming to be known as the Reaper of the Bailey, and my retirement of service 5 years ago, gives me cause to wonder if our meeting has deeper purpose. So, farewell, my learned Nipponese fellow, until we meet again. There's so much I don't know. Gina. Congrats, Gina. Knew it all along. I knew you were innocent. Well, you did what you said, Mr. Naruhodo. You believed in me right up to the end. You're as odd as your name. What's odd about it? I told you I had faith in you, didn't I? No one ever has before, see? Kept a promise, I mean, properly. That's awful. I figured something out today. All my life growing up in the slums, I've never trusted no one. And that's just because I've been as scared of being stabbed in the back. The more you trust someone, the more it hurts when they let you down. I think I can understand that. After all, I had a taste of it in that trial 2 months ago. I chose to trust someone and paid for it. That betrayal left a big scar. You know, though, Gina, I worked something out quite recently, too. Trusting in someone else is really an exercise in learning to trust yourself. And when your gut tells you it's the right thing to do and your trust is rewarded, there's no better feeling in the world. I think I have you to thank for reminding me of that valuable lesson. Oh, well, if you say so. Don't make a fat lot of sense to me, though. I'm trying to say that putting my faith in you, Gina, has been a real pleasure. For crying out loud, back it in. But I suppose I sort of feel the same way. I mean, sometimes trusting someone else is alright. Thanks. Can you fucking shit yourself, dude? It was me all along! But you people, with your incessant babbling! Mr. Sholmes. Haha! Yes, it was me all along. You see? I'd assumed you'd been taken back to the hospital, if I'm honest. Indeed I was, but I managed to escape again! Oh. I happen to be aware of one or two foibles of the doctor who was tending to me. How very above board. But enough of my adventures. That was a fine victory, Mr. Naruhodo. Your tireless efforts justly rewarded, I feel. Congratulations are in order. As a close friend, I tip my hat to you. Oh, thank you. Some great detective you are. Cold as an icebox, maybe. Have I irked you in some way, Miss Lestrade? While you've been having a snooze in your nice soft bed, some of us have been fighting for our lives. Ah, well, that bullet did cause me to lose a substantial amount of blood, it's true, so I have indeed feeling somewhat cold. Not perhaps as cold as ice, but have a feel. Could you take your hands off my neck, please, Mr. Sholmes? And in some way, I suppose, congratulations are in order for you too, Miss Lestrade. What's that supposed to mean? Why so half-hearted? Well, naturally, it isn't my intention to alarm you, but an acquittal in a trial with that particular prosecutor is perhaps a little precarious. Great. Out of Reaper, you mean? Because anyone who's found not guilty winds up dead anyway, is that it? The very point I was trying to make, and exemplified by the fate of Mr. McGilded, in fact. Ah, but of course, I pay no attention to such a rational drivel myself. Yeah, well, it don't bother me. Of course not. Way I see it, the Reaper's a bit like him upstairs. Like God? Eh, Him upstairs knows what's what, right? He knows what people are like on the inside. He won't have got the wrong end of the stick. There are some coves like that bog trotter what are rotten to the core. At the end of the day, I'm upstairs, make sure they got what they deserve. Okay. I got principles, see. A trait in you which is to be admired, Miss Lestrade. Oh, just give it a rest, all right. As I was saying, congratulations are in order. The news of your acquittal was very welcome news to me indeed. Let me express my heartfelt congratulations, Gina. Well, shit. I'm not sure, really. I beg your pardon. Anyway, it's such a shame. I was so hoping to throw a party for Ginny tonight, but you won't be able to come, will you? Don't look like I'm gonna be nowhere for a while. You heard the judge's patter. I got stuff to make amends for. Breaking and entering, taking the bog trotter stuff, what was in lug, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. No. Great. Aww. Nothing. Looks like I'm off then. Goodbye, Gina, and good luck. Odo? You don't... This... I don't know what to say, so I shot you with a gun. Aww. Right, I see. Well... Thanks. Aww. Thank you for everything what you done. That was easy. But there's just so much I don't know. Well, well. Alright, what do we got? Pickpockets, innocence proven! Okay, that could have been better. Oh no, how silly of me. But anyway. Would you like the good news or the bad news? Give me the bad news. Alright then. The rain has finally stopped. That's good news. Bad news is I'm going to prison for treason. That's good news too! Who do you think I am, Mr. Naruhodo? Mr. Sholmes? I rushed to Victoria Station earlier and made arrangements for a special express. I don't... Oh man, he's great. Blackmail, 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 blackmail. We're already going to prison for treason. That took longer than I had anticipated. There she is! Susie! Whoa! Mr. Zato, wait, what are you doing? Oh! Oh! Mr. Naruhodo, what are you doing here? Ah, the trial's over. We won. It went well. She was acquitted. That's wonderful. Really wonderful news. The book you were about to throw in the sea. It was the Encyclopedia of British Law, wasn't it? Oh dear, I was hoping you hadn't seen that. I'm not worthy of... Oh, come on. What else are you gonna do? No, it's not that bad. I stole it. Oh, that's how we got it. It's okay. I might go to jail for treason, so I think you're fine. Oh? Wow. That it worked. My dear fellow, you're not thinking straight. Well, that's true, yeah. Well, I'm under investigation for treason. Yeah, for sure. Aww. But she has to leave. Yeah, I mean, okay. So it's a code. Oh, come on. Tell me you haven't already worked it out. Huh? What? I wrote it down while the message was playing on the music box. I thought the message wouldn't be written out in Morse code, so I tried various ways to interpret it. They just didn't seem to make any sense. That is, in English at least. That's right, I've only seen a chart of Japanese Morse code once before, but I think it's based on the Iroha pangram, isn't it? The message says Asogi. We have to go get the fucking thing. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Shut up, bitch. Give me the message. What could this mean? There's no doubt it's in Japanese Morse code. 4 people's names. Kei Asogi. That's Kazuma. A Shin. And who's that? T Gurigson. Gregson? Tobias Gregson? What is the name? What? That is all 4, and that's the end of the message. What the fuck? I don't know one of them, but 2 of the 4 are dead. Oh, yeah. John Wilson. Oh, come on. Okay. Goodbye, Suzato. Oh. How did she know about it? Oh, hey, what was the promise? Hey. Yes. Tell me this is where this ends. Oh, fuck off. Oh, it's anime. Here we go. Anime time.
Somehow we seem to have come to the end of the adventures of Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Shut the fuck up.
The first volume, at least. Looking back now, it feels as though fate has led me on this journey. fate led me to becoming a lawyer, to traveling halfway around the world, to meeting the great detective. I'm sure there'll be trials and tribulations ahead. Of course there will. But whatever happens, I know I'll be able to turn my fortunes around.
Oh, this stupid fuck. God, what a dumb ass.
After all, I have the greatest friends in the world on my side.
Oh? Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, Mr. Sholmes. I have some rather awkward news. Fuck you, you stinking ass bitch. Any word you like. Bellow it out, my dear fellow. Oh, yes.
Objection.
Aww, that's fun. Oh, man. This shit was crazy. But there's so much I don't know! In the following weeks, hundreds of music boxes arrived at Baker Street from all over Europe. Something was afoot, though it transpired I had ordered them all myself. And the money I've earned? Consulting detective work pays a pittance by comparison. I haven't slept a wink. I miss her too. Oh, right. Witness! Witnesses, my courtroom is no place for your petty arguments. Oh yeah, Inspector Hosonaga. I was wondering if we'd seen him again. Oh, come on!
I'm passing a kidney stone.
I'm glad he made it out. I still don't know how I feel about this guy. He's given off, Game 1, Case 5 vibes. Don't smile at me. Gant vibes? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what do you got for me? Not bad, I suppose, for an amateur. Glug, 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 glug. So, what is the Grand Ace Attorney Chronicles 2 about? Because I was under the impression you did not play as Ryunosuke. It's more Ryunosuke cases? You do? It's the direct sequel? There's 2 you play as? Phoenix is on all the promotional material. I assume that Phoenix is a part of the goddamn game. You play as Apollo. Yeah, they brought him back. They said people were loving Apollo so much. Oh, it's me and Jillian. Apollo does grow on you. I like Apollo. I had no problem with Apollo. Jesus Christ, it's still going. Alright, well, you did do a lot of crimes. Oh? Is Gina gonna be the investigatory friend? Chords of Steel is very good. I'm in prison. Did you buy cash for the dono goal? Oh, many moons ago. Give over, bruv. Oh, good. They're in the same place as him. I don't give a fuck about this guy. I thought he was gonna get killed. He killed 2 people. Is this the rest of the credits? Oh my god. There's so many credits. Holy shit. They just have sex here. Then I'm gonna stick with it. There's pain. There's Hosonaga. There's these 2 fucking guys. There's that stinking ass bitch that we never got to learn about. There's the dad that we think is now ill. There's our friend Suzato. As you can see, this was made by Bazinga Theaters. Time for case 2. We have Hosanaga and the Seaman. We got... Where is our little friend? Oh, that's where he dies. Oh, we have this lady. There is Suzato again. Come on down, Suzato. You're coming with me. Come on, you're coming with me. Let's go. Oh. Yeah. All right, now we got to find the great detective. He is also going to come with us. Okay, fuck this guy. I am not a big fan of this man. Uh-huh, yep, I know him. Here's a couple of policemen that I guess were technically in case 3. Hello. Here's that stinking ass banker and all these guys that it turns out were either perjuring or telling the absolute truth and I tried to put in prison. There's Magnus McGilded. You're the fucking cause of all of this. Oh, holy shit, it's me, Magnus McGilded. I just love doing crime. Oh, there's the great detective. Get the fuck over here, baby. Oh, yeah, he stepped in front of Suzato. He's like, hold up. I'm having sex with this man. Here's Gregson. Here's these 2 stinking ass bitches. Here's these 2 fuckers, followed by the best character in the game. Is he gonna do a thing for us? No, he's not. Alright, just bring along Iris, too. Come on. Come on. Nope, pick up the rear, Iris. You're coming with us. Yeah, that's what I like to see. Oh, hey, Luke Von Karma. We just finished this stupid fucking game. Here is, that guy. Got the Skulkin brothers. And Eggert Benedict. And we've got Gina. Is she gonna come with us? Remains to be seen. Remains to be... Get in here, Gina. Come on. Oh. Alright, just us 4. That's fine. I love that Sholmes is directly in fucking lockstep with us. He's so good. Oh. What do you think Finn stands for?